What's up, everybody? Zuko iDyan on the run, back at it again. So I took a little bit of a break while I was licking my wounds, but now I'm back. And being back, I'm back to kind of go through a lot more inspiring stories and get to re-meet some of the people that I've met already. Because most of the people I kind of know, but I don't know their stories. And I'm glad that you guys find them super interesting and super inspiring, just like I do. And today, I've got another special guest. It doesn't get old. All my guests are special. But I think this one is super special. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then I'm going to tell you why I think this one is super special. So over to you. Hello, Munir.
Hey, Zix, how's it, man?
I'm good, my man.
Good,
How are you?
Good. I'm great, brother.
Great. Please introduce yourself to us.
So I go by the name of Sam. On the socials, it's Run with Sam.
Okay.
Those that know me call me Sammy Sam.
Okay.
And I'm a runner by profession, should I say?
By profession?
Should I say? Look. It's not my profession, but if I could, I would live the life of a pro runner.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay. For me, very special because Sam is also my coach. Sam coaches me. He saw potential in me when we first met. I'm joking. I'm actually very interested to know how that came about because I've been trying to think about it and trying to figure it out. But I guess we'll get into that, right?
Yes, we'll.
So we've had, you guys will have seen in the second episode, I think we had Sammy's partner here, and she was talking us through some certain things, etc. So now I decided, hey, let me go to the source. So we have Sammy in studio with us today. Sammy?
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. I want to take it backwards.
All right.
When it comes to you.
Okay.
Right? I'm not going to ask you, firstly, like how it started.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you from now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go backwards.
Okay.
Right? We're going to keep jumping back and forth.
All right.
Why do you run? Now, today, I'm asking you that question, right?
Okay.
And I'm asking you, why do you run?
All right. To tell you the truth, for me, it's a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm fulfilling a dream that didn't happen.
Okay.
So sorry to take you back, but
sure. And this is how the conversation is going to go. Fantastic.
Yeah. So I started running at a very young age, maybe around 16 or so.
Okay.
And it was just for fun, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Had no coaches, had no idea of people running out there, have no idea of how big running is in Gauteng, because I'm from a small town where running is not that big.
Okay.
Well, when I was growing up, it wasn't that big at all.
100%. What town is that?
So this is about 2003-ish, plus minus.
In which town are you? Dusty town.
Polokwane. I'm from Polokwane, yeah. So I'm running in a place where people don't normally run. The only thing that we do is play soccer and people play rugby, of course. And that was that. And I was just running for the fun of it.
Okay.
I started running basically because I had nothing to do. From there, the adrenaline then took me forward. And I got to a point where I was fast enough for me to start competing. Right?
Okay.
So this was after a year of me doing it. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing myself competing at, provincials.
Okay.
And interprovincials and stuff like that. And I didn't really have the basic formal training. So for me, it was like, okay, I can really do this. Right?
Why? Because you're tall.
No, because I've just put so much time into it that all of a sudden I'm quick.
Okay.
Right? But then matric comes, and unfortunately my dad says, oh, look, man, all this running that you're doing is you're always tired. You have no time to study, therefore running stops today.
Okay. It was that intense for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Like I would be forever tired. I would not have time to study. And thank my dad today, still till today, I thank him for everything that he's done for me. Because if I had continued at that trajectory, I wouldn't have been where I am professionally right now.
Okay.
In terms of my working situation.
Sure.
But I would have probably been somewhere else with the running as well. So I still thank him because right now I'm comfortable and I can still go back to running.
100%. You can still run.
Yes.
And you're also comfortable. You can still do the things that you want to do. You can still buy the things that you want to buy.
In order for me to run. Exactly. So that was the discussion. My dad said, look, it's not that you're stopping running. You're taking a pause.
Okay.
And once you're stable in life, you will come back and run.
100%.
Yeah.
Which, according to what I understand now, is exactly what happened.
It's exactly what happened. But the pause was super long. That's the unfortunate part.
Sure.
So I was just supposed to finish matric, get good results, go to university and start running while I'm doing university. But went to university, I had stopped running since matric.
Okay.
I only started running 10 years later.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
So you stop matric and then only 10 years later you pick it up.
Yes.
Because now school comes into the picture. School gets hectic.
School is very
obviously.
busy. Yes.
And you start off, your focus kind of shifts.
Yes.
The running thing seems like it's a little bit out of reach and you're like, you know what?
Exactly.
It's fine. Let me take another route.
So you start working, from the working demands get more and more. You want to grow and move up the ladder.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, running is out of the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now in this 10 years, you're not doing it competitively for sure. Yeah. Are you doing it socially at all?
Nothing at all. Jeez. So nothing at all. So unfortunately, I went to school in Limpopo, where the running is not that popular.
Okay.
Was not popular at the time. From there, I started working in Limpopo, where the running was not that popular at the time.
So there was nothing to hold on to.
There was nothing to hold on to.
Sure.
Yeah. And then when I moved to Joburg for the first time, that's when my mindset about running changed. It's like I should have been born in Joburg.
Oh no! Okay.
If I was born in Joburg, it would have been a different situation altogether
sure.
today. And that's what happened with my running situation.
Okay.
Moved to Joburg. From Joburg, started doing park runs. Met some guy, and he's like, "No, man, you can't be running park runs. You've been winning this park run 3 times in a row. Which club do you run for?"
You're the first person that I've met who's won a park run.
Seriously.
You're the first person that I've met who's come first in a park run.
Yeah. So I won it about 3 times or so. And then I decided I'm not going to the park run anymore. I need something more competitive. And I went to another foster one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sammy, sorry.
Yeah.
We go to park runs to compete with ourselves. don't, it's people like you that are putting people under pressure.
Yeah. Well, people were very competitive at the park run. So I enjoyed that. Okay. And that's where I saw that, look, I'm not just going to run for fun.
Okay.
And that's when I started doing other things like joining elite groups, like coaching people, like researching into running, what makes people faster, what makes people injured, all these small things that now have made me who I am today. Okay. Yeah.
And now in all of that, you are in a situation whereby you're like, okay, cool, I'm winning these park runs. Mm-hmm. Now, and you've just said to me that you weren't really even training for that, right?
Not at all.
That brings me to a question to say, do you think running is a natural ability? Do you think running anyone can run? Running can be taught? Because you are here, we are busy at training our lives away, right? And you are saying, look, to me, it sounds like a natural ability. Yeah. Do you think it's a natural ability? And do you think that has anything to do with it in terms of how fast you'll get or how good you'll get?
All right. So there's the saying that says, goes something like, hard work beats talent if talent does not work hard.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what running is.
Okay.
Running, you can be born with it.
Yeah.
I was born with 4 minutes per kilometer in my feet. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. I can wake up in the morning and just run 4 minutes per kilometer and it's nothing.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But someone who was born running 5 minutes but has been consistent at it for the last 2, 3, 4 years will definitely dip below what I can do.
Sure.
And therefore, the hard work beats the talent.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one because that hard work is so hard.
Exactly.
It's very hard.
So now the issue becomes when the talented people work hard.
Yeah.
Then the rest of you guys are screwed.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's where the difference maker is. That's where the elite guys come in. Those guys are talented.
Yes.
They are born with it. But not only are they born with it, they work hard at it.
Correct.
So that differentiates them from us.
100%.
Social runners.
And that's why they get podiums and they get
the big
prize
cashes.
money.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So no one is really then advantaged when it comes to that.
No.
Everyone needs to put in the work. Sure, you might have a step up, but I mean, that counts for nothing over the long term, right?
Yeah.
That's what I understand from what you're saying.
That's exactly how it is.
Awesome. So, okay. So now you now start running the 5K. You get someone who sees you
Yes.
and they say, my man, aye, man.
You're playing chief.
100%. Because
Yeah.
now you're running what? You're running 5Ks. You're not running more than 5Ks.
Not more than 5Ks once a week.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I wake up happy on Saturday mornings that I'm going to go run a park run, hopefully hoping that the faster guys come so that it's competitive and I'm just by myself running there in front. You know,
Dude.
that's the only thing I'm doing. And then I meet this guy and he's like, no, man, there's something in you. Let's go and run. Come to a run with me.
Okay.
And I'm like, where? And he's like, no, there's a run happening at Tembisa.
Okay.
And it's called the Tembisa Mile. By the way, it's happening on the 27th of October this year as well. Everyone is invited. Tembisa Mile run.
There we go. That's
There we
where I got my 10K PV, by the way.
So-
and it still holds till today. So I've definitely got a date with
If
Tembisa
you
Mile.
want a PB, come to the Tembisa Mile.
Sure.
So yeah, so I go there for the first time.
Yeah.
Right. I get there and it's a 10K run. So we run. There's so many people beating me and I'm thinking, what is going on?
Good.
There are people in front. I can see females. I'm like, I don't even know when the last time a female beat me. What is happening?
Yeah.
I look back. There's also a lot of other people coming. So they're motivating me to continue running.
Correct. To not stop.
To
now.
not stop. Now I'm pushing myself.
Yeah.
I finished that 10K. I think that year was 42 minutes.
Okay.
I finished the 10K in 42 minutes. And I am tired. But I am motivated by the people in front of me.
100%.
And then I ask, okay, what does the winner come in? And they're like, no, 30 minutes. I'm like, what? 30 minutes. And here I was winning park runs thinking I'm quick.
Yes, correct.
There's
sure.
someone who's 10 minutes ahead of me.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, no, man. I don't know. Something needs to change. Maybe it's the way that I'm running. I don't know. Something needs to change.
Okay.
But right after the Tembisa Mile every year,
Yeah.
it's called the Tembisa Mile because they then have mile races after that.
Correct. Mile is what? 1.6 kilos,
Yes,
ne?
1.6 meters.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
which
yeah.
is 1.6 kilometers.
Yes.
Yeah. So they then have the mile.
Yeah.
And that's when the elite people come and run, the quick, the really quick guys.
Yeah, yeah,
and this is starting from the young kids all the way up to the seniors.
Yes.
And
I remember I was so inspired when I was there last year because it's like these little kids. Some of them are even running barefoot, right?
Barefoot.
This race, and then it goes all the way to like the big boys
All
and
the way
girls.
to the
and
big boys.
What a crazy thing! I'm so glad I stayed.
the sponsored athletes are there. You know, some of the fastest people in the country are there to compete over a mile.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you watch these people move.
Yeah.
And you're so inspired.
Oh, you moved back 10 years now.
You're like, damn. Why didn't I grow up here, bro?
Sure.
So basically that was me. That was me. And from that day, I told myself, look, I need to take my running seriously for me.
Okay.
Right? But also to fulfill the dreams of that young man that grew up in Polokwane where infrastructure and running itself wasn't that big.
Yes.
And I could have made something of myself.
Okay.
So right now it's just about seeing how far I can take it with what I have right now.
Okay. 100%. But now, so my thing is this now, with your profession entering the chat, then at some point you decide to start a family.
Yeah.
Now there's all of these things.
There's a lot.
Now you are thinking at that stage, Uguti, I'm gonna run and then maybe I might quit my job.
Wow.
Like I'm just trying to see how you were gauging the level that you wanted to get to.
Yeah, so it's never gotten to that point.
Okay.
And simply because, well, for now, for athletes, you have to be at the top percentage in order for you to live off it.
Sure.
Right? Even people that are representing their countries, and I watch a lot of YouTubers on YouTube, of course, even they have to live off, you know, the YouTube income and sponsorship and other things other than running.
Okay.
In order for them to live as a runner.
Okay.
So currently living as a runner to support your kids, especially in South Africa.
Yeah.
it's not easy.
Okay.
It really isn't easy. 100%. So that chat never came to my mind.
Okay.
It never came to my mind. It came to, I'm doing my job. This is my 8 to 5, 8 to 4. And then after that, I'm doing what I love doing. So it became more like a hobby.
Okay. Something that you now love.
I love doing outside of working.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you love running? Do you love getting better at running? Which of those two is it? Because for me, I've picked up a thing whereby you said, I just wanted to take it to the top.
Yeah.
I want to see how good I can get, right?
Yes.
That in itself is something that you can get addicted to, right?
Yes.
Running as a thing is
Yeah.
also something that sits kind of next to that, right?
Yes.
I always say, and I've said it before on the podcast, to say, yeah, mana, I don't love running.
Don't love running.
No, I don't love running. I love what I get out of running.
Okay.
I love the person that running makes me.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's outside of the running. It's just that running is the vehicle.
Yeah.
So for you then, is it a love of running?
Yeah.
Or is it a love of really wanting to become better and take it to the top?
All right. So for me, it's twofold, right? And I'm going to explain it in this way. The first thing that I can say is that some people, I don't know how to explain this. So scientifically, when you run, right, it gives off hormones
Correct.
that are stimulating to the body.
All right. Oh, endorphins. This,
You
that,
know
what.
you know what I'm talking about, which is supposed to make you feel good. Now, after every run, that's how I feel. I don't know about other people, but after every run, I just feel like, damn.
Superman.
Like, my wife always asks me sometimes, she says, why are you always so happy?
Okay.
And I think it's because of all that.
Okay. Those chemicals that are
The
released
chemicals
in
that
your
are
body
released.
and in your mind.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they keep me sane, they keep me happy. That deals with my stress.
Okay.
Now, that's why I love running.
Yes.
But I also love chasing my best self.
Okay.
So that's why I say for me, it's twofold.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking at the numbers, always looking at, okay, last year I was running 10K in about 32 minutes. This year I need to drop it down to 31.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things. Those I always look forward to. And I want to see that progression, which is also a reason why I run.
Okay. 100%. So that's nice. It's the best of both worlds. That's how I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
It's really, you get the benefit of both.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which is very rare. Because people, we run for weight, we run for medals, we run for Medal Monday, we do all of these things, right?
Yeah,
So for me, I think that's a very nice sweet spot.
Yes.
Right? So cool. Tembisa Mile. We'll pick it up back from the Tembisa Mile. From Tembisa Mile, it's 10 kilometers. Now you start thinking to yourself, okay, I need to get better at this.
Yes.
That pushes you to a place whereby you're now saying, okay, 10K is now my distance.
Yes.
Leave 21Ks, leave marathon. That's not your thing.
No.
Okay, at all.
No. So that's how it started. So it started at...
It always starts like that.
It always starts at the bottom. And then all of a sudden someone tricks you into registering for something else. Okay. So 10K was my thing.
Yeah.
Because I entered the 10K at Tembisa Mile, for me it was like, okay, I ran 42 minutes. I need to get it down.
Sure.
I need to get better.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm working. It's getting better. Every year it's getting better. All right. And then you get to a point where someone invites you, like, why are you running all these 10s? You know, you meet a lot of other runners. You know, it's a social space where you guys talk and so on and so forth. And people are saying, hey, Chief, when are you going to Comrades, Chief? You run a very good 10K, but when are you going to Comrades? And I'm like, Aish, that's not for me, guys.
Yes. Because you get told, if you can run a 10 in this,
Yeah.
you can get a sub what in this.
Yeah,
And
they're like, Chief, you jog 4 minutes. Chief, you can go there and get a good medal.
Sure.
And I'm like, that's not for me.
sure.
Right, that's not for me.
Fair.
Yeah. So I then go and do 121.
Okay.
Just out of interest.
Yeah.
And I do well at it. You know, I run a good 21. I run a sub 2. I think my first one was 130 something like that.
No one asks you for that number. Like, this is what I don't get with people who like to show up. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So I go and I run it and it's a good time.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, oh, okay, let me move back to my 10.
Okay.
Right? And then someone comes and says, dog, I know you're quick over the 10, but I never think you can do a sub 3-hour marathon. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that.
It's the peer pressure for me, guys.
Yo, and it's a lot. In running, it's a lot. People don't talk about it, but then someone will come up to you and tap you and say, that was nice. I wonder what you can do with this.
Yeah.
You did well here. Go to Soweto.
Yes, correct. Yeah. It's almost like this one doesn't count.
No.
This one is easy.
No. This one is a small hill. Go to Buerta's hill there.
Sure.
Yeah, so it was something like that.
Okay.
To a point where I just told myself, look, I'm going to run 1 marathon a year for the fun of it.
Okay.
Just because I can.
Yes.
Yeah, so I compete at 10. I run 21 for stamina. And then I do 142 a year.
Okay.
So last year I ran Soweto Marathon. This year I'll be running Cape Town Marathon.
Okay. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
I like that because that's also such a big display of discipline.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time, what I've noticed is that there is this dark side of running that no one wants to talk about or that people rarely talk about, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you get pulled from this side to this side because it's just like, yeah, you've done this, so you can do this. Sure, definitely. I think it's positive peer pressure.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not, it's definitely something that for some people starts adding pressure now to your running.
Yes.
And that gets people to stop enjoying the running.
Yeah.
So I definitely like the fact that you still stick to what it is that you've planned.
Yes.
And I think it speaks to me more of, guys, it's all about us.
Yes.
It's all about you as the individual.
Yeah.
What you want to achieve.
It's your
the
plan.
second I want to run this because I was told that I can do this, that's when I'm going to get injured.
Yeah.
That's when I'm going to start actually hating it.
Yeah.
And taking away from the good that it's actually done for me.
Yeah.
So I like that so much because discipline for me is not only waking up in the morning and going for a run, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that's easy. Anyone can do it, but anyone can do it. But it's also more about what have I decided for myself? What do I want for me?
Yeah.
And how can I use running in order to achieve my personal goal?
Yeah.
So I think that's a very, very important one.
Yeah.
Then you decide, Uguti, at a point, have you decided, Uguti, this is where I want this thing to end? Oh. Please tell me that there is an end in mind. The reason why I say that is I want to link it to your chat to say, this is what I wanted. This is my goal.
Yeah.
Is there a goal or is it a dark hole?
So for me, it's a dark hole. I'm not even going to lie to you. When I started this thing, it was all about my goals. It's my plan, as you just stated.
Yeah.
And the plan was to self-betterment.
Okay.
And self-betterment never ends, to tell you the truth.
Woo! Okay. Yes.
It never ends.
Yeah.
Someone who's a scholar can read their whole lives.
Yes.
And they'll never have all the knowledge.
Absolutely.
So with me, I can run indefinitely.
Sure.
And
And get better
Indefinitely. I'll be that 50-year-old guy who's running 10Ks.
Smoking the kids.
Smoking the kids. and for me, that's also motivating. Like, I've always said to myself that I'd love to have kids while my body's still allowing me to do things with them.
To do things with them or to smoke their parents at the parents' race.
That time will come. Parents, you must be aware. That time will come. But it's also, look, our parents were working hard so that they can make sure that we're comfortable.
Okay.
Right? They never had the time to sit down with us and play with us.
Yes.
But also because the strain of all the work
physically
on their body did not allow them to do other things.
Yes.
Even though he'd want to play soccer with you, he wouldn't be able to.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to be at a point where I am 50 years old. My son is going for a jog at the park. Hey, Dad, what are you doing? Hey, I'm fine. You must keep up. That's what I'm going to be saying to him. And for me, that's the end goal. That's the end goal. The end goal is to be as fit as I can to be with my kids in the things that they want to do indefinitely until I leave this earth.
I like that so much.
Thank you.
It speaks to, for me, how they say you never really progress to a certain high level up until you have a goal that's bigger than you,
Yeah.
right? Because I think when we have a goal that's you quickly reach that goal simply because 9 out of 10 times that goal is probably too low.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then because I'll set the standard for myself. My standard that I'll set for myself is I want to run a sub 4 marathon.
Yeah.
Then I run a sub 4 marathon. Wow. Chiggy. Now I don't have a goal anymore. Now I've got nothing to work towards.
Exactly.
But now if my goal is big enough and it's in the future far enough, then also I think what you get out of that becomes that much bigger.
Yeah.
Simply because you're now fulfilling a purpose that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Which I think is super awesome. I feel sorry for your kids, but I'm also really happy for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw something on Instagram where there was this timer who promised their kid something.
Yeah.
And he said that I will race you every year on the same date they race.
Yeah.
And then he says the day that lighty beats him is the day that he'll get whatever prize or whatever the case may be. And I thought that was so awesome because now they're both training each other to race each other.
Yeah.
So I thought that was super awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
cool.
does that mean that your kids, your family have to be active?
Look, I'm not going to force this life on anyone, but there are a lot of benefits to living the way that we live.
Yeah.
I mean, every year I go and check my vitality age and they say, you're 3 years younger, chief. 3 years younger. And for me, my question is, okay, what does that mean for my body? What does that mean for longevity? What does that mean for my body doing what I need to do for work, for income?
Yes. Yeah.
It makes everything easier.
Yes, correct.
Being active makes everything easier. So with my kids, it's slowly but surely introducing them to certain things.
Yeah.
And we'll see what they like in the future. For argument's sake, started taking my kids to swimming.
Yeah.
Right. First of all, they need to learn how to swim to save their lives.
Yeah, sure.
But if they then gain interest in swimming competitively, then I'm done.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm done because swimming is good for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like running. So for me, I'm not going to force anything on my kids, but I'm going to expose them to the life.
Sure.
And let them decide what they want to do.
Yeah. Give them the best opportunity to succeed.
Exactly.
Via exposure.
Yes.
And also via, I think, very importantly, being an example.
Exactly.
Being an example.
Exactly.
So in everything that's happening, you meet your wife.
Oh, yes. Yes. But technically, when I met her, I wasn't running it.
Okay.
Yes. I wasn't running it.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she met me, I was just some guy.
You were just a guy.
Just a guy who hanged around.
Wait, hold on. You were doing nothing physically. You're not lifting weights. You're nothing.
That was in that time between university and trying to establish myself in the industry.
100%.
Yes.
Then you become a runner.
Then I become a runner while my wife is there.
100%.
Yeah.
And she's also a runner.
At that time, she wasn't a runner, chief.
Are you not fighting?
We are fighting.
Because?
We're fighting about everything. Because it didn't just start with running.
Yeah.
So I started playing basketball.
Okay.
And all these sports are demanding, by the way.
Sure.
I have to go and practice during the week. On the weekends, there's games. On this day, I have to do this. On this day, I have to do
because
this.
of competitive also.
You know me. You know, I'm not just going to let things slide.
Yeah.
So basketball comes to an end. And then she's like, thank God. And then I pick up five-a-side soccer. She's like, come on. But in all this, she's always there. My basketball games, she's there. Five-a-side soccer games, she's there.
Yeah.
I remember at some point, five-a-side soccer, the ball goes into the air. This guy tries and volleys it and kicks it in my face. And my wife is there. And now we have to drive home. She can't drive my car. I can't see. She's stressing. She's crying in the car. I'm like, I feel the pain, but you're the one crying.
Sure, because I'm part of it now.
You know what I'm saying? So she has been emotionally invested in everything that I do. And that's anything that any man would want in a wife. It's just that.
100%.
Yeah.
And then you start putting pressure on her. Or you never put pressure on her?
I never put pressure on her.
Really?
She then supported me during my running time. And she saw my love. She saw the community. She saw running in totality. And then she's like, this looks nice.
And wabona ukuthi le chap happy when he gets home.
He's happy. She came to Tembisa Mile as well. She washed, she got motivated. She went to APSA. And APSA is another good place if you want to motivate someone to start running.
Okay.
Bring them to the APSA races.
Okay.
The APSA races are full of people from all different spheres of running. From your beginner, I haven't ran in my life,
vibes.
to the elites, to everyone.
Okay,
And
it's a nice mixture.
it's a nice mixture. It's so full. People are trying their best. Old people, you find someone with a badge written 90 on their back running, and you're like,
Stop it.
I'm telling you, bro.
Stop it. Why are you 90 and running? Because you can.
Because I can. And that's a motivation. When people see that, they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What am I doing on the side?
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened to her in her mind. And then
Okay.
she's like, you know what? I'm going to stop sitting on the side here. I'm coming with you.
100%. And all
Yeah.
this time, you're there leading by example, nursing the injuries,
Helping.
coaching.
Yo, I've done a lot, bro. I've done a lot.
So now, for me, coaching enters the chat. Right?
Yeah.
Because I think at the beginning of this episode, I said, you coach me.
Yes.
Why?
Why do I coach you, or why do I coach?
Why do you coach? Why do you coach me? Which I suppose will be the kind of a general reason as to why
I
you
coach.
right?
Yeah.
Because we're on a WhatsApp group. You were coaching us to comrades. Yeah. You are now coaching us to Two Oceans.
Cape Town Marathon.
Oh, sorry, to Cape Town Marathon.
Yeah.
You coached me through Two Oceans.
Yeah.
I remember on all my runs, I'm busy video calling you.
Yeah.
People are thinking I'm video calling my person. Hey, my man, how's it going? What's happening? So, why on earth would you then want to put that on yourself?
Yeah.
Running already takes enough out of you, right? It already does all of this in terms of your time and why? Why do you care about us so much?
Ash, that's a very good question.
So I'd very much like to tap into that, right?
Yeah.
Because I often say that once you find something good, you want to share it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And this is how I share it.
Yeah.
Is I have a podcast.
Yes.
And I speak to people about it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that already takes up time.
Yes.
Coaching.
Yeah, coaching is not easy. It requires quite a lot, but I think let me get into the reason why I do
Okay,
it.
sure.
So for me, it's in essence, it's giving back, right?
Okay.
Within my time running, I've learned so many different things, which goes back to what I said at the beginning, where I don't just run. I read about running.
Sure.
I listen to running podcasts. I research running. I actually go into the nitty-gritties of your lactate thresholds, your VO2 maxes, all those small things.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should put subtitles there and explain what these things are.
Definitely. Definitely, yeah.
But for me, it was more, okay, I'm in this thing and I'm here to stay, first of all.
Sure.
Right? But what's going to happen to me when I can't run?
Okay.
Am I going to be completely out of the space? Or am I going to plow back what I'm learning each and every day into other people who can then plow back into other people? And the community itself can
Pay
grow.
it forward.
Yeah.
Pay it forward. Wow. It's
Look, the same thing that I'm doing right now for the likes of you and the other people that I'm coaching.
yeah.
I'd always want someone to do that for my children.
100%.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where it starts, Zuko. If you'd like some compassion for your loved ones in the future, show compassion to someone else's loved ones.
Love that. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. And also, I think in the same breath, you'll correct me, but also you looking back at your past. So some of the things that I do them because I wish someone had done them for me.
Exactly.
When I was however many years
Yeah.
old, right?
Yeah.
And I always think that you can choose two things. You can either complain about it and be like, oh man, well, that sucked.
Yeah.
And then that's your life. Or you can do something about it in terms of be the person who you wish you had.
Yes.
Which still requires a lot from you.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And does it give back to you as much? Because I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah. People, like, at some point, you also have to decide, just like a parent, you have to decide what kind of coach you want to be.
Okay.
Right? So I'm giving you an example.
Yeah.
So a program comes out, they're like, okay, you have to do 10Ks today.
Yeah.
Right. And just like children, you have different students within your coaching program. You'll have that one where you said, okay, we're doing 10Ks. And then one comes and does 5Ks. And then you scratch your head and you're like, Ish, what should I say? Should I motivate this person? Or should I ask them, what is this?
To get off the group?
Yeah, like, no. I wouldn't chuck you off the group because there's two types of motivations.
Yes.
There's well done, keep going.
Yes.
And there's what are you doing?
Sure.
This is not what we agreed on. Right?
This is not what you want.
Yes,
as the person being coached.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I had to then decide, okay, what do I do with that kind of person?
Okay.
And then there are other people where we say we're going to run 10Ks and this guy goes and does 20Ks. And you're like, what do I say to this one? Like, you're in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
So, but Matlou,
Yeah. Sure.
that's true. That's just how it is.
You know what? Just say it straight.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, Abuzuko, hey, we put a program for 15Ks, we run 30. You're like, what's going on here?
sure.
Yeah. But then, at the end of the day, I do this because I love it.
Okay.
Like, regardless of what people do, I'm here to motivate you guys. I'm here to make you guys better. And on a daily basis, when you guys get better and I see your times improving, the first time you did a sub 2 half marathon, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
When you qualify for Comrades marathons, as much as they're your wins and you're happy where you are,
Absolutely stoked.
when you ask my wife the joy and the stress that I go through when you guys are on your runs, you won't believe how stressed I am. I'm probably more stressed than you when you're running.
Your heart rate monitor there.
I'm like, actually, what's going on? I keep checking my app. Where's this guy? Okay,
Yeah.
no, he's on the way. Where's this guy? He's on the way. So for me, I'm emotionally invested because I love to see what's happening with the growth of you guys.
Jeez. Yo. I like how it's selfless, but it's also a bit selfish because you're fulfilling something in you.
Yeah.
So you're not coming here and being a people pleaser,
Yes.
being this, that.
Yeah.
And I think that's going back to the story of how I think you picked me up. I almost feel like I was homeless. You saw me and you picked me up. You know what I mean?
Running by yourself on the road.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was really cool, and it's really, really helped me enough, and it's helped me a lot. And I always like to sit and think about it. Like, there's someone who's asking me a question, right?
Yeah.
On one of my posts, and I think the question was, at what point should I consider getting a coach?
Yeah.
I'm a runner. I'm just a person who runs. Sure, I've got the goals.
Yeah.
I want to be able to complete a 21. And
Yeah.
I suppose it always starts at completion. Then we start fighting about times. I want to finish a 21. I want to finish a 42. What would you say to someone who asked that question, Uguti? At what point should I get a coach? What would that answer be for you?
For me, it depends on what your goals are.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend that you get a coach if you just want to run a 5K and finish it. I would say when you want to take this thing seriously.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like that.
So it all depends on you
Mm-hmm.
as an individual. Do you want to take this thing serious? I mean, running is like going to the gym, right? There are a lot of people in the gym that just get there and look at a machine and say, okay, 1, 2, move on to the next one, 1, 2. You don't even know if you're there for leg day. Are you there for back? Are you there for tricep?
Sure.
You're just in the gym loitering around.
Yes.
But don't expect to get the same results as that guy who's with the personal trainer,
100%.
who's targeting certain muscles on certain days, giving certain rests, recovery, all the advices that are needed,
Yeah.
who's taking the certain nutrition that they need to take. Things that people don't realize is that the things that come with coaches is all the other advice other than running.
100%. Because that's the one thing that a coach can't do for you as well.
Exactly.
It's run for you.
Exactly. The only thing they can't do for you is
yeah,
run for you.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they can literally tell you, okay, this is what's happening to your body. You probably need this. Right? When this happens, it means this. When this happens, it means this. And that will propel you forward. So it all depends on how serious you want to be about this running thing.
Absolutely.
Right? If it's just for vibes. Let me say for vibes.
Yeah. Then you're gonna fight. Also, number one.
Yeah.
You're gonna give away money,
Yes.
and then you're gonna fight with this person
Exactly.
as well.
Exactly.
Which makes it, I think, 100 times more difficult.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of really, I mean, you guys get so invested. Like guys, like you saw my dad on another episode that we did with Talita. This is like my other dad. He's like, he's gonna come. When are you going for your appointment for your feet? I wanna come.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know this kind of love, man.
Yeah.
But I love it. I mean, it's done absolutely the most for me. In terms of me being able to also double check and self check myself.
Yeah.
Where I would speak about maybe a particular race or something and say, hey man, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then you say to me, okay, but if you want to do better, you can. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
And that just gives me that extra push now of even starting to kind of believe. So I think that's where your experience comes in, the reading, the watching, all of those things that really, really help outside of run 10Ks today, run 20Ks tomorrow, run this, because everyone else is telling you that you're crazy.
Yeah.
But then there's someone who understands where you are, where you've been, and kind of where you want to go, which I think is absolutely super, super amazing. I wish one day I can run with you at the same level. But I know that'll never happen. Right?
Never say never.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So for you, then you also then tend to have personal goals, right?
Yeah.
That you run towards.
Yes.
I guess that reaching those goals is what becomes the best part. What would you say? So I want to ask a question that goes along the lines of, what's the best part about it? What's the worst part about it?
Okay, are you talking about
Running.
my personal running
Yes.
growth or the coaching?
Your running growth.
So the best part for me, right, is fulfilling my targets, of course. And just like every other runner, we have specific targets in mind for certain races. So what I would normally do to put pressure on myself is that I would say it out to people.
Sure.
I'd say it out to people. And
Wena usebenza nge-ego in a sense. Usebenza nge-ego.
no, but then it works. It works for me.
Sure.
It works for me.
Sure.
So use what works for you.
Okay.
If you writing it down in a book and telling no one works for you, then that's what you should do.
Sure, that's your universe.
That's your universe. But I'm gonna tell someone. I'm gonna tell my wife.
Yeah.
And she's gonna every day she's gonna remind me. Oh, you said you're gonna do this.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Accountability.
Accountability.
So you saying that gives you some form of accountability.
Yes.
Because on that day, on that Saturday, when you wake up and you're like, nah.
Yes.
And then it's someone else who's telling you, okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, good. It's fine. You don't have to do it, but you said on this day you're gonna do this.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, let me get out of bed.
Yeah.
Get out of bed and I go and I work.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, there are those targets. That's the best part for me. The worst part is every athlete gets injuries,
Okay.
unfortunately.
But injuries can be avoided. You need to stretch. You need to cool down. You're asking me because I just come out of an injury. So I'm going to say all of these things.
So those things are preventative, right?
Okay.
They can prevent injuries, but it's not 100% that you won't get injured.
Okay.
And look everywhere around the world. Look at your pro athletes in the US, in Kenya, wherever. Everyone gets injured. At some point in their life, everyone gets injured.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're doing strength training, regardless if everyone gets injured, right?
Sure.
So you get strong to prevent injury, but if it happens, unfortunately, it's part of the game.
Okay.
Especially if you're running at a high level.
Yes, correct.
Yes. So for me, unfortunately, the injuries have been the downside to it.
Okay.
Because what injuries does is that they take you back.
Yes.
You take a month, 2 months not running.
Yeah.
When you come back, you're that same guy, that 4 minutes guy. But when you left, you were like a 240, 250
Yes.
guy.
You were on the up.
You were on the
Now
up.
you've gone back down to your almost default.
Default
Yes,
settings.
correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh.
And now you have to work all the way up. Sure, it takes less time because muscle memory, but you still have to work all the way up.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the social sphere of running, people expect you to be where you were.
Sure.
So Zuko, if you're a 3-hour marathon runner,
I receive.
take it.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you're a 3-hour marathon runner and then you get to a race and people find you got 5 hours with it. The first thing they're gonna say, Zuko, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Zuko, what's happening? Zuko.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same with us, unfortunately. If I'm finishing a 10K in 35 minutes, for most people, it's going to be, yeah, that's quick. But then I get amongst the sphere of the people who are running 30 minutes and they're like, you ran 35. What's happening?
What went wrong? Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
And I can't necessarily explain to say, look, man, I've been hurt for the last 2 months, And I don't like those kind of excuses, unfortunately. And that's me. That's a personal thing.
Yeah.
But that's the unfortunate part about running. Injuries take you back down and you have to work your way up.
100%.
I don't like that.
Which I think is also the dark side.
Yes.
It's I always see, I mean, obviously I think now my Instagram reel is just filled with running stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I saw a video of someone running and they were like limping, and they're like, when you go for that run to check if you are still injured, to check how injured you are.
How injured you are.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to that, and I suppose that you've been through that, what would be your advice, if I can call it, of getting through that? Because there's people like me who I couldn't sit still, right?
Yeah.
I was injured. I couldn't sit still.
Yeah.
I saw a biokineticist for like, I don't know, like how long, like a month, 2 sessions a week.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I don't want to go back down.
Yeah.
Some people saying, cool, yeah, keep active. But other people saying, yeah, stressed.
Yeah.
What's the best way to get, or how have you found that you get through that kind of down or dark period where you are injured?
All right. So first of all, it depends on what injury you have.
Sure.
So first of all, as your coach, I recommended that you go and see those people. So you need to get help. Don't just think I'm just gonna sit at home and then get back to it. See someone who's a professional. Who, unfortunately, you're gonna have to pay. Yes, life is expensive, unfortunately.
Sure.
But see someone who's gonna assist you with those things.
Sure.
And they will tell you, or they will recommend what else you can do other than running.
Yeah.
But for me, things like swimming, things like cycling, like rowing, it all depends on where the injury is and what you can do. But for me, swimming takes a lot of, what should I say, lungs.
Okay.
I realize even as fit as I am for running, when I get into the pool, it's a different situation altogether.
Because that's your whole entire body.
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
That's what I found. Yeah.
And you can just imagine, if you were swimming often as a runner, how strong would your lungs be for running?
Sure. So don't obsess with the run. I'm obsessed with the running, man. I didn't strength train the whole year.
And someone had told me that there's strength training, I'm just going to state it out there.
I didn't strength train as much as I should have, right? And I suppose the whole thing gives back to your running. And mentally, how does that look mentally? Because I found, I feel this itch, and I feel like in my head, I'm like, yo, man, this is horrible.
Yes.
But what I've come to figure out for myself is that take the rest, do that, because for, once again, I think we'll speak about a long term. For the long term benefits of it, you'll be injured for shorter. You'll be able to get back to doing what you really love. Which I think is really important. Is running then where it ends for you? So when I say is running where it ends for you, there's plenty of other things that you can do.
Yeah.
Get physically engaged.
Yes.
You mentioned swimming.
Yes.
Cycling. Now you've got your targets. You will meet your targets.
Yeah.
And then is that it? Like, is running now your sport of choice?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get into cycling. You're not gonna get into swimming, because that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a place where we could go.
Yeah.
Imagine black men competitively swimming.
Triathlons. Triathlons is where it is.
Is there?
That's what you should ask. How many black triathlons do we have?
Is there, in your view of the future, any of that?
Look, cycling, I can cycle.
Okay.
Cycle, I can do.
Yeah, we know you can do everything, Sammy.
But I'm not a strong swimmer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So for me currently, I don't want to look into starting a new thing.
Before you've optimized this one to the level that you wanted.
Yeah, it would be like I'm giving up on this goal and shifting to another one. That I'm going to start from the beginning.
Okay.
I mean, I'm 50% there here. And now I must go start from zero.
Sure.
So no.
Okay.
No, running is where I am right now. It's a choice that I've made. Everyone has their choices. If you're a swimmer, I'm glad for you.
Sure.
If you're a runner, if you're a cycler, that's your choice that you've made.
100%.
But follow through with what you promised yourself.
Oh, stop it.
Follow through, Zuko.
I'm out here being like, sure, tried comrades, didn't finish. Cool. Let's go Ironman. Now I'm like,
You got to finish. Finish comrades first. If you decide after finishing that you want to do something else, then I'd understand.
but reach the goal.
Yes. Because the goal for you initially was your first comrades, right?
Sure.
First comrades medal, to be specific, not first comrades.
Yeah.
So get your medal.
Yeah.
After getting your medal, we'll discuss what happens going forward. Simple as that.
Oh man, that brings a whole new spin into finish what you started. You are aware, right? Because I think we set the bar so low for ourselves
Yeah.
that you attempt something and then you're like, yo, gizame,
Yeah.
on to the next one.
Yeah.
Of which, when it comes to I get so bored when I talk about personal development. It's my favorite subject.
Yeah.
But it bores me because, I mean, it's so logical and straight.
Yes.
That, my man, okay, sharp, did you reach the goal?
Yeah.
It's a yes or no answer. If you didn't, if you did. So, that's definitely something I'm going to take.
Yeah.
Finish what you started.
Another thing is what you just said right now. Self-development is logical. It's logical, but it's difficult.
100% because it's not linear. Yeah, it's not a straight line.
Yes. So it's very difficult. So you just need to have that mental strength to follow through.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because what percentage of it would you say is mental strength?
Yeah, see. It must be a high one. It must be a high one. Because at the end of the day, at any point, you can just decide that you're not going to run anymore.
I'm done. Yeah. During a race, like in your life or whenever.
Wherever. And this is with anything. I mean, when we're talking about mental strength, we're not just talking about running. We're talking about life in general. So you just need to continue pushing on, perseverance.
Yeah.
Just put your next foot forward. And that's not just in running, because you have to put your next foot forward in order to run.
In order to not fall.
But in life as well. Just put your next foot forward. Something is difficult, you have to persevere through it. Just understand that everything in life will be difficult at some point. Work through it.
My guy. They say in running a marathon, which is 42 kilometers.
Point two.
The first 30 kilometers is your legs.
Yeah.
The next 10 kilometers is your heart. So kind of like that vascular fitness.
Yeah.
And then the last two is your head and your prayers and your spirituality and your God, whatever you believe in.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what it
your
is.
legs only take you so far.
Yes.
Outside of that, it's your heart.
Yes.
And your why.
Yes.
Which is really important.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for sharing your why with us. It's a wide why. Yeah. One thing that I'm gonna say that I love the most is that it's a why outside of yourself.
Yeah.
It's a bigger why than you. Sure, ukona apo in the mix.
Yeah.
But it's a bigger why.
Yes.
And I think a lot of the time we don't consider that as people.
Yeah.
That once something is only within you and you're the only one benefiting, you can only receive so much as well. So once you span that out, it becomes something that's bigger than you, that you enjoy.
Yes.
And you start pouring into other people like those of us who are lucky enough to be able to call you coach. Yeah. Even though, coach, I need to talk to you. Coach likes to train like 3 p.m. guys. I don't know what that is.
We'll talk about that on the next show.
We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But Sammy Sam, that's my coach. Run with Sam. I've been seeing you on the socials. You're starting to...
I'm starting to pick up. No, I've realized that, I need to be out there more often.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, I've been running and I've been helping a small amount of people.
Yeah.
Right? But if I put myself out there on social media, maybe I can get to more people and help more people through their journeys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So trying to give back to a wider field, should I say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, it takes a lot of your time, but the fulfillment that I get from my athletes doing something is, I can't even explain it.
Aish, Coach, I look forward to running a race one day with you. I mean, we ran Tembisa Mile together, but we could barely say we were in the same race, right? Because you finished in the 30s, I finished in the 50s, you know? By the time I got there, you'd probably showered, done everything. But now I want us to do something that we like to do on the show.
All right.
We missed it on the last episode because, hey, that story. Hey,
it was deep.
I hope you guys have caught episode 8, which has come out before this one. But it's basically a game of this or that.
Okay.
It's just kind of a couple of questions where I'm asking you, what do you prefer?
Okay.
Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? Right?
Okay.
So it goes a little bit something like this. Running for charity or for personal goals?
Ooh. Look, I've never been put in a situation where I can run for charity, but if I could, that's all I'd run for.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So if there's any charities out there that need someone to run for them, I'm just saying, use it, don't use it, up to you. I know what the answer to the next one is going to be.
Yeah.
Power walking or sprint intervals?
What? Who walks? We're running. There's this saying that runners always use. Why are you walking in running shoes? These are running shoes. They're not meant for walking.
No walking in running shoes. Absolutely. Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Running at a consistent pace or speed play?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Speed play hurts. Speed play hurts, especially at the higher paces. So you really have to practice that.
Okay.
You really have to practice that. So currently what I do is that I keep it at a consistent high rate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So more consistent.
More consistent, yeah.
All right. Consistent being 3 minutes per kilometer. Okay. Chilly runs with a jacket or warm runs with shorts?
Warm runs with shorts all day, every day.
Goes without saying.
Okay. I'd rather run topless than wear a jacket, dog. I'm just saying.
Fair. Do you do any running outside of road running? I know you'll run probably track, you'll run grass. Do you do trail running at all?
No trail running at all.
Okay.
Simply because due to past injuries, I've got ankle instabilities.
Okay.
So I do cross country, I do track, and then I do roads.
Okay, cool. 100%. Running on your own or running with a coach? Do you have a coach?
Yeah, I have a coach.
Okay.
I've got a very dope, very decorated coach.
As long as your coach is quicker than you. This thing of having a coach that is not quicker than you, Akisho, guys. Akisho.
Let me leave this to my coach. Let me leave my coach to answer this question. But yeah, I have a coach. My coach goes by the name of Elvis Khoza.
Okay.
He is the coach of Tembisa and coaches quite a lot of other institutions like UJ as well.
Okay.
Very decorated, has coached South African middle distance teams, currently coaches one of the Olympians by the name of Ryan Mpatlele. Very decorated guy. He's been coaching for the last, 20 years maybe?
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my coach.
Yeah, and my he is coach. My coach is coached by this coach, by the way. So thank you, Naki, for featuring me. Okay. Running with a race strategy or going for it intuitively?
Race strategy.
Okay.
Yeah. I prepare planning for almost everything. You could see, even with your runs, we usually have a plan to say, okay, for the first...
Me and my 8 timing bands. Plan A, B, C.
Yeah, if this doesn't work, this is where we're going. If this way, but then, yeah, like running intuitively for me, I don't believe in it. I believe you have a goal and you work towards that goal.
Yep.
If that doesn't, then you should have a plan B, and then that's it.
Okay, 100%. Outdoor intervals or treadmill intervals?
Yo, outdoor intervals.
Nah?
Yeah, like I don't like the treadmill.
Everyone hates the treadmill.
Yo, it's difficult. For me, running in one place, looking at the same spot the whole time, like watching the TV, that's another weird angle, sitting here. For me, you know what I end up doing when I'm on the treadmill? Because I don't have a choice sometimes. At least at the gym where I run, the treadmills are placed here and you can see the highway.
Okay.
right? So you can see the highway while you're running.
Yeah.
I'd be looking outside, looking at cars. Oh, that's a nice car. Oh, look at that one.
Taking your mind off.
Taking my
being bored.
mind, yes. Yes.
Because running is boring enough as it is, you know?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It is.
sure.
And it's similar to running on the track. If someone would ask me, would you rather do 10K on the track or do it on the road? I do it on the road any day.
Yeah.
Because on the road, you see a lot of different things. You know, you encounter a lot of different slopes. Sometimes you might see a dog there, you know, an old lady there. You know, it gets your mind off what you're currently doing, but you're still in it.
Yes, sure.
So
You're
I'm
still doing it. Yeah.
I'm still pushing.
Yep.
But there are other things that are keeping my mind busy.
Okay.
But now I'm on a trek. I'm going around in the same circle, seeing the same things 25 times.
Yeah.
Now mentally, that's difficult.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Definitely got that. So for injury prevention,
Yeah.
would you rather do CrossFit or yoga?
Yoga.
Really?
Yes. For me, it's yoga.
Okay.
Yoga.
Training in a group or self-paced?
In a group, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you are in a group, you run faster.
Yes. It's not apparent.
Okay. It's
It's not apparent. It is so true.
Okay.
So choose a group wisely. That's another thing that I should say.
Sure. Yes.
So groups where you're the fastest guy, right?
the
And
wrong
no one is near your level, don't work.
In the wrong group.
You're in the wrong group.
Fair.
Train in a group where you guys are either on a similar level,
Yes.
where you guys are all pushing towards something, or there's guys that are faster than you.
Okay.
Because then you chase them every training, and then that pace that you're chasing them at then becomes normal for you. And basically that's what's been happening with me in my life. I train with guys that represent South Africa day in, day out. Right? And I'm always at the back chasing. and if you go on my socials and you look at some of my videos, you can see me at the back there struggling.
Sure.
But when I go and run against normal people,
What do you not know?
when I go and run against normal people, it's as if I'm superhuman.
Sure.
But literally, that's from the training group.
100%.
Simple as that.
Exposing yourself. If you're, it goes, I think, with the life saying that says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Exactly. Exactly.
Getting better is so difficult, guys. Last question: virtual running challenges or in-person group races?
In-person group races.
100%. What are the group?
No, I like to be with people.
Sure, fair.
And unfortunately, when you're similarly as fast as I am, running is not as interesting as it is for the slower people.
For us, yeah.
For the slower people.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is when you're at the back, there's a lot of time for interaction. You know, there's buses. It's nice. You guys are laughing, talking about things. You know, they're at the back, chief. We're not talking in the front.
Yeah.
We're not talking. We're not. It's all about burning each other out.
Yeah.
It's all about
God for us all, Kuluva for himself.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other guys are looking at the prize money. Other guys like me are looking at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about what your goals are, and it's always faster and no one is talking and it's not fun there in front. So in another life,
this is something that I've never heard before.
yes, in another life, I wish to be a back runner where it's all about enjoying the run.
You will be in another life when you're 65.
Thank you. I receive.
For sure.
But for now, it's all about chasing the numbers for now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I have to be in that environment where it's cutthroat at the beginning.
The dark side of running that no one gets to talk to.
The dark side.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, Buti. You've made my episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You've shared some really important things. But as I always say, I think it doesn't matter why you're running, but I always seem to find that there's a golden thread between people that run, between people that are, I want to call it competitively active.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I say competitive not in the sense that we are running for prize money or we're running for podiums, but you're competitive with yourself.
Yes.
In terms of you wanting to get better physically.
Yes.
Which is why I call it competitive.
Yeah.
Most of us are are social runners. I think Sammy is not a social runner.
Ow.
You don't even know what chats we have there at the back, right? So, but I mean, everyone's got their reason. And it's so incredible to listen to regular or not so regular people talk about their reason. So thank you so much for sharing with us. And I do hope you guys also have something that you have taken out of this. I certainly have, as I always do. But from my side, let's keep pushing.
Yeah.
Keep pushing, Sammy.
Yeah.
All the best for your targets, for your training.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take a risk.
Yeah.
And say I want to spend it to outside of your family.
Okay.
What are you running in Cape Town? Cape Town, Sanlam, Cape
Sanlam,
Town
Cape
Marathon
Town.
2025.
Target.
Yes.
The target is 240.
Stop it.
The target is 240. Now that I've said it to more people, the pressure just it just increased.
Sure. Don't let that affect the program that you write for me. Okay. That's your thing. Sammy, shout out, man.
Thank you. But yeah, if I could have a last word, I'd like to say to your followers, it's never too late to start running. Just get out there today. Well, today's a bit cold, but tomorrow, just go for a light 1K, 2K jog. Next thing you know, your life has changed.
100%. Yeah. Guys, I'm not even going to add. I'm not going to. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.